Hello, happy Thursday. Thank you for joining me. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. And I am here on Facebook Live every evening, every weeknight evening at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And the replays are on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies. So thanks for joining me. We work on a project here every evening for about an hour long, and we work on the projects all the way from the beginning to end. So you can see all of the process. And if you're working at the same time, that's great because, I'm not going to be skipping any steps. So we are working through the Charming Chevrons quilt by Krista Watson of Krista Quilts. And there's a link to this pattern in the post here. And we have finally gotten to the stage where we are done making all of our half square triangle units. And now we're going to sew them together tonight. We're going to take the top piece and we're going to make half chevrons. So you can see we got like the half of a V going on there. So we are going to sew all of our pairs together to make those chevrons tonight. So that is the plan. I'm going to flip you around and we'll get going on that. So thanks for joining me this Thursday. I hope you had an awesome day. Let me know how it was. Hopefully everyone had a good time. All right, I'm going to flip you around. Let's get going. All right, back to the machine. Always fun when we get to sew. All right, we got my 1/4 inch presser foot on there, and I think I'll zoom in again today. But here's how I have my stack set up, and I think I just kind of mushed it. There we go. When we were trimming, we set it on the pile so that I could just pull the top one down, and we should get that half chevron. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those two, and then we're going to put them together, and I'm going to sew along that edge there. So I'm just rotating it so I can get it in the machine. If you don't match up the edge perfectly, you can kitty scratch, like just little scritches on top of the fabric, and that will just nudge it a little bit. I like calling it kitty scratching. And then we're gonna sew it. Yes, let's get the pedal to the metal. Get this party started. Oops, I already have that on. Okay, so I'm doing it a scant 1/4 inch, and that just means just slightly less than this 1/4 inch mark. And I might zoom in a little tonight, but let's just get going here. And I am chain piecing tonight again, and all that means is once I get done with this first piece, I'm just going to continue right away with the next piece. So here's my stack. I'm going to pull down the one, make sure that our chevron's going in the right direction, and we should be good to go. So let's match that edge up again, and so that just nudge it a little. Kitty scratch it. Make sure my seam is still open, and that's that. And we just start the second one right away after we finish the first. And it's bubbling up a little bit, so I'm just going to get the stiletto in here to guide the fabric a little bit. I think I started a little crooked. Okay, so there's that one. Grab the next two half square triangles. Yep, still good. So tonight I'm hoping we can sew through this stack, and if we have time, we can separate all our pieces again. Separate our big chain that we're making. And I'm just going slowly, trying to make sure I'm sewing as straight as I can. Sometimes I feel like I don't sew especially straight. You marked lines on your white squares for the mini chevrons you're doing. Oh, fun. Try not to, get the bronchitis your husband and son has. Yes, good luck with that, Bonnie. Boo. Too many sickos everywhere right now. Let's sending good vibes your way, hopefully. Yeah, that would not be pleasant. Oh, you're working on some baby quilts. Fun. All right, next up, I'm just going to keep grabbing from my stack here. I'm just grabbing the top two and bringing them down, double checking that we got the chevron just right. Man, I'm not sure I've ever had bronchitis before, or, you know, if I have, then I didn't know. Like it was just a really bad cold or something, but I'm thinking I never had bronchitis. Ugh, everyone is sick right now. Man, you think you make it through the winter and not quite. Boo. Yeah, I'm doing my best still to not get sick. Drinking lots of hot tea. Oh, I didn't drink as much water in the past couple days, so I gotta get on that train again. And I haven't slept. Man, I've been up the last 2 nights watching the Olympics, and it's totally messing up my sleep schedule. I stayed up to watch. First of all, I stayed up to watch Lindsey Vonn and do the downhill and the slalom. I just got to see the slalom part. But then it cut to the women's final in hockey, and so then I got stuck on there too because it was in overtime, like 7 minutes already into the 20-minute overtime, and then shootout. So man, I did not go to bed till like 1:30 last night, which is ridiculous, but got stuck watching the sports. Oh gosh, you have a cough almost forever with bronchitis. Oh my God, that's the worst. Oh, you've been taking the airborne gummies. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to suck the tea down. I'm definitely having a hard time though going to bed with the Olympics. Luckily, it's done soon. I think I'm going to be stuck watching it tonight too. Maybe tomorrow I'll try and sleep in a little bit. But yeah, I'm really trying to stave off this, or like trying to not get this cold that's going around. Boo. We have some of that tea that's supposed to be for colds and stuff. I don't know if they got a bunch of stuff in it. Who knows? But yeah, I should maybe try and get some of that airborne stuff too. No fun. And we're gonna get a bunch of snow tonight again. Tonight and Saturday. We're supposed to get a few inches again, and oh gosh, I'm just so ready for spring. It's driving me crazy. All right, we're just cruising through here tonight. We got a pretty big stack though tonight. I think we waited a little bit longer than usual to sew these together. But this is it. This is it for making these half chevrons. After this, we can lay them all out and get a sense of what our quilt's going to look like. I did order some batting. I ordered some, I forget the brand, but I'll show you guys the batting when it comes in. Ooh, honey, lemon, and fresh ginger. That's what I'm going to do immediately when we're done here. Honey, lemon, and fresh ginger. I think we have all those things for the specific reason. So, but I keep forgetting about that. So yeah, I think one more tea with that and before going to bed, especially if I'm going to stay up for the Olympics. But yeah, and I think on Monday we'll lay this all out on the ground and see what we got going on. This is that pretty strawberries. I think it might be time to change my needle. So I think maybe before we sew all of these together, all of the half chevrons together, I think we'll change the needle. It's just making a kind of chunking noise, and I think it's the needle. And some of the more delicate fabrics, it's kind of bunching up a little bit. Oh no, Joe, I didn't. So I do have that here tonight. So our next project that we'll do while we're working on this project too, we'll just take a break from this project a little bit. But the next project will be, it's from my book, Sew and Stitch Embroidery, and I have it, I have the project right here. It is, let's see if I can get a little higher. I don't think I can. Here, we'll just scooch up here. So you guys can see a little bit better. But yeah, so this is it's the sketchbook cover, and I'm going to actually do something different for the front. You could do the kitty like this. This is what's in the book, and it's felt that's been embroidered and then sewn onto it. So that's just fun and quick. So it has a little ribbon, so you can mark your page. And the fun thing is it has a zipper pouch in the back that you can put a fun little lining in there. So this is like a full pouch, and you can put a bunch of pencils and everything in there. So this is going to be our next project. This is the actual sample from my book. I'm going to be doing it a little bit different. I'm going to be using some white fabric and one of my new embroideries. So we'll stitch an embroidery on the front here, and I'll show you that soon, the new embroidery. But yeah, so this is the next project, the sketchbook cover, and then I got my my 8.5 by, or not 8.5, my 5.5 by 8 sketchbook in here. And so I did order a few sketchbooks to make some kits, some sketchbooks and zippers. To make some kits. So I will have a limited amount of kits available if you didn't want to find a sketchbook. But when I was looking for sketchbooks, there really were a lot of different kinds of sketchbooks, different sizes of sketchbooks. So before we get going on the project, like before we start sewing the project, we'll definitely run through how to adjust the size in case you have a different size sketchbook, just to make sure that it's tall enough. So that's the plan. This is a gray linen. There we go. I'm trying to hold still, but it's just a nice, pretty gray linen. But yeah, the fun part is we get to do a little bit of a zipper project in there too, with the little we got the little zipper tabs and everything, and fun little lining. But yeah, so it's just kind of like a bag. We got to finish a zipper, and that's going to be the next project. So, and it's from my book, Sew and Stitch Embroidery, and I will have all of this information coming up. So this is just like a little preview. I don't have any of the kits or anything available quite yet, but I will soon. And I'm ordering books and everything too, because I'm actually out of books as well. So all of that will be coming up, but that's the project. So it'll be just a nice, quick deal. Oh, it's just, Maru is what our cat, when I grew up, Kitty. Kitty had like a pretty powerful meow, and it always sounded like Maru, just really loud. I think she lost her hearing in her last few years, and or that's what we suspect. And when, yeah, it means feed me, exactly. It means let me inside. That's what it really means. But she was kind of an outdoor cat. She lived in the garage, and she got lost for a few days, or we didn't see her. We didn't know if we'd see her again. And then she came back, and she must have been trapped somewhere or something, because I don't know. She was just different after that. But we think she lost her hearing, and so her meow just became just loud, like so loud and ragged, and it sounded like Maru, just really loud. So you can put whatever you want on the pattern. If your kitty does not say that, then if it says mew or something else, you can totally change it. And like I said, I'm going to be doing a totally different thing. I'm going to be doing an embroidery on the front of mine. So it'll be fun. You can do whatever you want, which is fun. Oh, can't watch right now, but always good to see you sewing. Yes, I'm excited to have the machine going again. Done with all that cutting and pressing. Actually, we still have more pressing to do, but man, done with cutting, and that's fine with me. I'm just always still double checking this chevron's going the right way. Yeah, I think I've talked about Kitty before. We were little, and we got 2 kitties, my brother and I. Man, I don't know if my other brother was even born yet. He might have been a baby. So we were little, and we got 2 cats from my grandma and grandpa's farm. They were barn cats, and I named mine Caddy. And then I just kind of named my brother's Kitty. So they were Kitty and Caddy, and I thought I was the cleverest person ever. Kitty and Caddy, so clever. And then, my roommates who lived on a farm growing up, my roommates in college, they're like, oh, we had like 6 cats named Kitty. But Kitty and Caddy. And Kitty lived forever and ever. She was an old, old kitty. And then we had Sammy after Kitty and Caddy. And now, these are all at my parents' house, the cats. And now they have, we hadn't had Sammy in a while either. But now there's Chad, Chad the cat. And my dad just posted a photo to our family private Facebook group, and Chad was looking in like a 2nd-story window with magic somehow. I don't know, there was nothing outside that window for it to stand on, so there's not like there's a ledge outside that window, so it was just kind of, levitating at the 2nd-story window or something, just peeking in, wanting to come in. So, I don't know. Crazy cat. Oh, your 3-year-old named your cat Kitty. See, man, I bet you they think they're the cleverest ever, because I thought that was a pretty clever name for the cat. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, that's why I was maroon. Well, actually, that's funny, because that's why the current cat's, why his name is Chad. So this was a stray cat that was hiding in the garage, and we coaxed out of the garage after like a few days. Like, it took forever, and then once it, knew it could like us, it still like gets jittered around loud noises, but it's totally a person cat. Like, once it decided, oh, it's okay to be here, he'll just come up to you and he'll meow from, forever away. Like, he can be across the yard, and you'll just yell for him, and he'll just start meowing and meowing and meowing. It was a chatty cat. So, my mom named him Chad because he was chatty. He kept meowing. And I just think Chad is like the funniest cat name. It's a good cat name. But Chad is named Chad because he's chatty. Oh, Pete and repeat. That's funny, Bonnie. Two kitties, Pete and repeat. Uh-oh, look at this. So here, oh, I must have I rotated my pile, so let's get fixed again. All right. See, that's why I gotta check every time, because otherwise I'm not gonna have a chevron in the right place. There we go. Now we got that chevron going again. Man, I hope I didn't miss any more of those. I don't think so. Got a few more of these, and then we will trim them all up. We'll do our fun little deal with the seam ripper in the top of the spool of thread. We'll do that little fun trick again. Yeah, I know, right, Deborah? I just get talking, and then all of a sudden, man, I sewed 3 things the wrong way, or I ironed something backwards, or something, you know? This is that lighter fabric, the lighter weight fabric that the needle seems to be punching through a little bit more, and that's kind of why I think I need to change my needle. It just might not be sharp enough anymore. You knew a man who called his cat and his dog. Wait, cat equals cat and his dog plus dog? I'm not sure I'm getting that. Like he called his cat dog and his dog cat. I think that's pretty funny. So those are all our pets we had growing up. We had Chip. That was our black lab. That was our first pet, I think. Oh, I think we had Chip and Kitty about the same time. Actually, I think we might have Kitty and Caddy, and then Chip, the big black lab. He came a little after that. And then when he died, we got Kirby, who was a yellow lab. And then we got Sammy, the cat, and then now we have Chad. Oh, and then a guinea pig named Mo. It was part of Mo was, I think it was my babysitter. Her guinea pig had babies, and they named them Larry, Curly, and Mo, and I got Mo. I miss Mo. I like him. That guinea pig was like 10 years old or something. He was an old guinea pig. That sounds really like a long time for a guinea pig, but we did have him for a long time. Again, probably not 10 years. I don't know why that's stuck in my head as 10 years. That seems like a little old for a guinea pig. Oh! Your cats are Thimble and Caden. Those are cute. Thimble. I like it. Thimble and Caden. That's sweet. You had an orange cat named Cheese. I have we have a family friend whose cat that has a couple cats, and I think they're like I think they're named Cheeto and Dorito, and I think those are Frito or something. Those are funny names. I think Cheeto, that's actually a pretty good cat name. Oh, thanks, Patricia. I miss Chad. I think we'll be visiting my parents again soon here, so then I'll get to see Chad, hopefully. And my parents, obviously. I wouldn't go visit my parents only to see Chad and not them. We don't have any pets here, so I have to get my pet fill when we're at home. I do ski, Lorraine, but I have not, well, I think we skied last year once, maybe. I have not skied in a while. I don't ski regularly, but we skied a lot as a kid, and I don't know, I feel like I can hold my own enough with skiing. We used to cross-country ski when we were little, too, because we lived kind of by a city park that was kind of woodsy, and we could ski back there. But I tried it once as an adult, and I was like, oh my god, this just wears you out so fast. It's something I'd love to get into again. I mean, I don't have any equipment or anything, but I like downhill skiing for sure. My brother is in that industry. He grooms, he constructs I always want to say skate park, but all the like tricks and stuff that, you know, snowboarders and skiers do on a hill, the terrain park, man, that's what it's called. He designs and constructs those and, you know, drives the cat and stuff. So he does that. So he really got the skiing bug when we skied when we were little. But yeah, I haven't skied this year. But man, watching all this Olympics is kind of making me want to go to one of the local places around here and ski. I've never actually been to any of our local hills. I think there's a couple in the, you know, 20-mile radius. But man, these downhill people in the Olympics are crazy people. I mean, I just can't just fathom doing that, just going that fast and just flying through the air because your speed just basically picked you up off of the ground. I don't know. It's just insanity. And then like falling and then going 60 miles an hour down a hill, flailing all over the place, like that's scary. I've decided that winter sports are way more dangerous than summer sports. This is all, or Olympic sports. Winter Olympics are more dangerous. I was having a discussion with someone today about what winter Olympic sport would you do? Or like what kind of feels like would be the right thing. Oh, the sewing mates were on Mass Drop. These Grippets, these guys were on Mass Drop today, Jenna? Is that what you're saying? Oh man, you guys, if that's the case and you want to try some of these, this is what I'm using to hold my quilt down when I free motion quilt instead of those gloves. If that's the case, I would totally snag some of them. They're kind of awesome. I mean, you know, I'm not a professional. I don't have anything to really compare it to because this is going to be the first time I'm free motion quilt. But the times when I have used this, I've really liked them. They have little rubber stoppers and then these little nubbins make it easy to just kind of push them along and put whatever pressure on. And you can also use them as rulers when you free motion quilt and curve. So at massdrop.com, they're one of those places that have those kind of sales where a certain number of people buy them, then the price lowers. And then, you know, so after the sale's done, then they place their order, so it still takes a couple weeks to get it. But man, that would be perfect timing for us to start this quilting probably. So if you're curious about those, you'll probably get them cheaper right now on Massdrop. That's awesome. Thanks for the heads up. I'll have to check that out too. I get their emails. It's always fun to see what stuff is going up there. But then I'm always tempted. So sometimes I don't open the emails just because I don't want to be tempted to buy something. But yeah, so I've analyzed all of the winter sports And I think the one, and I would have, my younger self would have hardcore rolled her eyes at me if I said this, but I think the sport that would be for me is ice dancing, which, like, even saying that makes my, like, I don't know, I feel weird saying that because when I was little I would have totally said skiing or something like that, but I was thinking, you know what, I'm not down with all this super fast speed injury thing. Like, I don't want to like do the downhill where I'm going, like I said, 60 miles an hour and then, you know, fall. And I don't want to do like the I don't want to jump off a giant hill and do 100 turns in the air and try and not land on my head. Like, I don't want to do that. I understand that there is a lot of falling in ice skating, a lot of falling, but is falling on the ice, is that really as bad as going 60 miles an hour down a hill, right? So, and I think with ice dancing, it's a little under the radar, which I kind of like, and I think it's just super technical too. Like, you have to, like, there's places to refine. Like, you can, you know, if you don't have a turn or something just right, you can tweak and tweak and tweak on that one thing until you get it. And I don't know, for some reason that kind of appeals to me too. So I think it's ice dancing, and you get to look pretty too, which is always nice. Wear fun stuff, and I don't know. So I think it's ice dancing. Although I watched some of the relay, or not relay, the speed skating, where a bunch of the speed skaters are on the track all at the same time, and they're kind of squeezing into little spots and stuff. That was kind of appealing too. I like the idea of, like, oh man, that girl just snookered in there and now she's in first. That was kind of fun. But that's a fast thing again too, where you're going so fast that you can't, like, control it, and then you fall and run into a wall. Although maybe that's better than doing an ice dancing thing and being thrown in the air and falling. So I don't know, maybe it's speed skating now. Maybe that's my number one. Yeah, I don't know, that's appealing. Yeah, short track, that's appealing to me a little bit now, more that I'm saying out loud again. I'm probably less likely to die in speed skating or ice dancing than any of these other winter sports. So that's my basis. What sport will I not die in? All right, here is all of our chain of pieces. All right, awesome. So let's trim these up tonight yet. And you know what? I think we might call it an early night. It's so funny. It takes 3 or 4 days to make all these, and then like a half hour to sew them all together. So I'm going to trim them all, and then Friday, tomorrow, we will, I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze from all the dust from this. But tomorrow I'll press these open. And then Monday we'll get ready to lay them all out on the ground and start seeing what that looks like. So doing this fun little trick again. Yes, another step completed. Yeah, now back to the iron. That's a bummer. Not my favorite thing. So, all right, we're doing this fun trick where we stick a seam ripper, ooh, almost dropped it, in the top of a spool of thread, and it happens to, oh, thanks, Bonnie. It happens to fit in this spool pretty well. And what we're doing is just silly, but it is faster. So instead of snipping all of our pieces apart with the scissors, we are just going to take the seam ripper right here. Let me make some space here. We're going to take the seam ripper and just hold both pieces and pop them off like this. It's just faster, and it's just satisfying. That's good. A good enough reason is that it's satisfying just to have this seam ripper using as a tool of positivity. That doesn't happen all the time with seam rippers. But that's what we're doing tonight. Ooh, my little chain is going everywhere. But this is much faster than using the scissors and doing the chain piecing instead of starting and stopping each block and then trimming them all as you go. This is much faster. Just sew them all together in one long chain. It saves thread too because we're only using that much thread in between pieces. Ooh, come on here. Oops. I still feel like I need a little dab of something on the bottom here. I know I need the honey, lemon, and ginger. I think that's the plan, Deborah. Man, I don't even think it's. I don't know. I don't want to. I feel like I'm going to jinx myself, but I feel like I may have missed the cold and not have the cold. But I think I'm tempting fate a little bit by staying up for these Olympics and then getting up early, and I don't know. I got to get back on the getting enough sleep and drinking the water. So tomorrow we're doing that for sure. Oh yeah, a little Velcro. That'd be fun to get our little seam ripper device down. For now, we're okay. I just got a couple more. Oh, hot glue and let it dry to make kind of like a rubber bottom to this? Oh, that might be a fun idea. Oh, the grips won't ship till the end of March. Well, you know, that's coming up quick. That end of March, is already going to be March next week. And, you know, we're going to do, like I said, we're going to do the book project before we get too heavily into the free motion quilting. So if you're worried that we're going to be too far ahead by the end of March, I don't think you have anything to fear. I don't think we'll be that far ahead by the end of March. Remember, we still have to, we might not even be that far. We have to sew together the whole top. We have to make a back to this yet too somehow. And we gotta baste the whole thing together before we even think about quilting. So that's probably good till the end of March. How about the little circles? Oh yeah, Deborah, that's what I was thinking. Putting one of those little circles, those little True Grip stickers. I wonder if I actually have one here. Let's take a look quick. Yeah, so I have these True Grip stickers. I'm not sure there's anything left in here. Let's see. Ooh, maybe this is a fresh pack. All right, so here's the True Grips. They're like these little rubber stickers. Maybe I'll just take one of these small ones, but oh no, I'm going to need a big circle. So I'm going to just, this is going to be officially my, my device for my seam ripper. So let's just throw this on the bottom. Oh, but you know what? I still need to use this, don't I? We'll give it a try. I'm going to put it right there. Oop. Need it centered, though. Ooh, I don't know if it wants to stick there. We could do it on the top here, because then it's on the paper. Oh, yeah. That might be better. Then next time we'll go this way. And yeah, I think that's going to do the trick. The grips will ship earlier since they sold so fast. Oh, wow. I'm going to have to check that out. That's awesome that they're selling. I've talked to the owner who makes these, and I think it's like just ooh, look, it came off already. Maybe these are old ones. They're not very sticky at all. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that out. But I think it's a husband and wife team that makes them. But yeah, I'm so far just really liking them. And I just I tried to buy some gloves today. I ordered some of those gloves that have like the steel fabric in, so you don't cut yourself with the rotary cutter. I bought some of those gloves. Oh, Barbara, you're right here. Yeah, Barbara's the owner. Oh, the grips will ship earlier since they sold so fast. Okay. So you guys right here, Barbara is
she makes the Grip It sewing mates right here, and they do the adjustable tables too. So that's awesome. Yeah, so that's awesome that you're on Mass Drop. I'm going to totally check that out for sure. But yeah, so check her out and go to their website too, Sewing Mates. It's sewingmates.com again too. Oh yay, Sharon ordered the grips. But yeah, I'm digging them so far for sure, and I'll be using them a ton coming up here for sure. So all right guys, I think I'm gonna call it an evening. I could maybe press these for a little bit, but I want to press them all in one sitting, and I don't want to do that now. So I think Friday we'll do the pressing tomorrow. But I will put a link to Sewing Mates. Oh, you know what? I think I already have a link in my Facebook to them, but I'll do it again. I'll make sure, and I'll put a link to Mass Drop too to see if they're still on there. I'll do that tonight yet. But awesome! So thanks again, guys, and yeah, be sure to check them out. I'm pretty stoked about using it again for the free motion quilting. I'm gonna flip you around, and we'll call it. All right, hello. So I will double check. You can just go to Massdrop, massdrop.com, and see if they're on there, the Grip Its and by Sewing Mates. And I will check on there as well, and I'll put a link to it if they're there. Otherwise, you can go to sewingmates.com and get it direct from them too. So awesome! That's exciting. I'm glad you popped in here for sure. Cool, yay! And I'm glad you guys are getting some of these. I love them so far. I just wanted an alternative to the gloves. I have small hands, and I can't find, they don't make gloves for small hands without the fingers going this far beyond. So I already knew that I didn't want to do the gloves, but knew I'd need something. So found these guys online, and I'm glad that you guys are getting them too. That's awesome. So all right, I will see you guys tomorrow then, 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And we will press these open, and then Monday we will lay the whole quilt down on the ground and organize this thing, decide where we want the pieces and stuff. Yeah, and Barbara's right here, the maker of the Grip Its and the sewing table. So check out sewingmates.com too. I'll put a link in here so you guys can quickly link to that. So awesome. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Have a great evening. Good night.